Welcome to another chaotic day with Cletus Ray from Cletus Ray's Roadside Service. Mm-hmm. All right, where you are. Well, I had to go out to Lawrence, Kansas, from Kansas City. This is the way I wanted things to work out, and they almost did. Uh, Kansas City pre-trip, get to work. I had to do a 10-hour reset. Last night I didn't get off until 8 p.m. So I had to do an 8-hour reset or a 10-hour reset, and then I got to work right on time. Logged into the truck, had to go because yesterday I was tired. Not gonna lie, I was a little tired. I was like, you know what? Tomorrow, I'll just unload my truck tomorrow morning. um, Not a great idea, but it was the idea that I had. So I unloaded the empty box that I dumped yesterday, and then I was getting ready to leave. I made me a cup of coffee. I was making sure everything was good to go, and then I was about to hit the road, and then I get a guy calling me. He's like, "Hey, one of your marker lights is out." So I guess maybe I did miss that on my pre-trip. I did. I promise. I walked around the whole damn thing. There's so many fucking lights I didn't notice one was out, and I was like, "Well, that should be a pretty easy fix. Thanks for letting me know." So I immediately run to the shop. I run to the truck, rip the old light off, check it out. Can't really see anything wrong with it, but it's dark. It's dark in the morning. So rip it off, and I take it into the mechanic. I'm like, hey, this light is bad, I think, so I need a new one. And he gave me a new one, and I went out and I plugged it in, not working. And I did start to notice an air leak also, but the air leak wasn't present during the pre-trip. It was present after offloading the box, I'm guessing. So it's all air actuated, and airlines freeze up, and little valves and shit don't seat right, and it was a pain in the ass. So as they're working to try to fix the light for me, figure out where in the wiring it's bad, uh, they're like, "You got a bad air leak. You need to park this in the shop. We need to work on it." I'm like, "God damn it, dude! I was ready to fucking leave." They're like, "Well, this shit's broken." I'm like, "Hey, listen, I ain't upset at you guys. I'm upset at just this whole situation where I was supposed to be halfway to damn Lawrence by now." So, and make me a nice early Friday or whatever is what I was hoping for. So I pull it down into the shop, and they start looking at it, and I don't know, just from being in the heat a little bit, that airline stopped leaking, so that little valve was fine. But he's like, "We need to fix the light." So he's over there cutting wires, cutting zip ties, looking through all the wiring and everything, and he's like, "Oh well, let me." And then he looked a little closer, and I couldn't see either, but we were already made it to that point. Uh, the little fucking connector that goes to the light was fucked up. The wires were all twisted up and cracked or whatever. So, boom, there you go. This one little fucking light really costed me a lot of fucking time. And I was already talking to my bosses and shit. I'm like, "Hey, can I just grab a different truck?" They're like, "We don't have another truck that can carry that much weight." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was another heavy ass box." So I was like, "Well, motherfucker." They're like, "You have to take that truck." But I guess maybe because we got a big snowstorm, ice storm shit coming tonight. And it's going to impact Tulsa significantly. The last I looked, it said the overall snow totals for this weekend for Tulsa is like 15 inches. So that's not good. Not good at all. But I don't think it's going to do anything until later tonight. So I should be plenty gone by then. Everything should be fine. But it's really fucking cold. You know, it's 10 degrees right now. And it's only going to keep getting colder and colder. I made sure before I left, I grabbed 2 more coats and my overalls. And I got my phone charger, and we're good to go. We're set up. We should be perfectly fine no matter where we go or what happens. We should be all right. But anyways, they got the light fixed, and I just hopped in the truck and I started fucking booking it. You know, heading to Lawrence, because there was a chance that if they did have to replace the valve, or something was going really wrong, that I was just going to end up picking that box up today at some point in time. Oh shit! Sorry, lady. Um, but they ended up we got everything fixed a little too soon, you know. But whatever. I got out here to Lawrence, and I called the guy. I called the guy whenever I first thought I was going to make it out there. Then I called him to let him know that I wasn't going to make it out there at the time that I had previously said. And then I had to call him again, but he didn't answer the third time. Whenever I said, all right, I am making it out there, I'll be out there. And he's got paperwork that I need for this fucking Hasload. So, but he didn't answer. But I was like, well, I leave a message. I feel like a message will do it. Drive all the way out to Lawrence, which isn't too bad. It's like 45 minutes. And get out here, and I load up the box, and I placard my truck, and then get everything ready to go. And the guy still hadn't called me back, so I called him again. And then I left him a message. And then I called him again, scrambling. I'm like, fuck, man, I got to get going. Like, time is of the essence here. And still no answer. So I pull up, they have a little scale house. Pull up to the scale house. I'm like, hey, I'm here all I need is paperwork. There's a guy supposed to give me paperwork here. And she's like, I don't know anything about anything. I'm like, God damn it, you fucking scale ladies don't know shit sometimes. So then I called my boss. I'm like, hey man, I'm here. I'm ready to fucking go. Where the fuck is this guy? I've already called him I think 3 times with no answer. Left messages, and I don't know where the fuck the guy's at. And it's a big ass complex where I'm picking this box up from, so I can't just walk around and find the guy, or drive around or whatever. And my boss is like, I'll be right back with you, and he's got another number for the guy. So he called me. He's like, hey man, I got your paperwork. I'm headed your way right now. I'm like, fuck, about that damn time took, I don't know, it wasn't a long time, but from the time that I got there till the time I left was way too long. It should only take like 15 minutes to load up, my box. But ended up spending probably 30, 40 minutes there, whatever. It's the way she goes sometimes. They finally brought the paperwork, and I had to fill it out. I'm hitting the road now, boys. I'm hitting the road now. What a fucking clusterfuck, God damn. I will say my pickup truck, before I left the shop yesterday, I did crack the hood open, reach up in there, and twist that distributor. I advanced it a little bit more, another little quick little beep. And the thing runs way better now. Still not good, but better. And that was good enough for me. So I left it. I just left it right there where it's at, and it still needs some work. I need to twist it again. I don't know. It would be so cool if I had like a weekend where it was nice out, where I could go and I could just drive and tune, and then get it going. But and I'm trying to do all of this in between work hours, which I work all fucking day, every day. My wife was like, "Oh, you should try to pick up some work this weekend." I said, "Fuck that. We're about to get on the low end. We're getting 2 inches. On the high end, because nobody knows until it happens. On the high end, we'll get like 10 inches of snow, and there could be ice involved with that. I don't know." And I'm like, "Fuck that. I am not, you know, putting me up to go work. I'm not gonna try to go work in the fucking snow. No fucking way. I'm gonna be at home watching movies or whatever, playing video games. Hopefully, if the internet and the power stays on, which our power used to go out all the time, like it used to be really bad. But they sent some tree trimmers out a few years ago, and we haven't lost power at all since they did that. So pretty confident we'll be fine. I was thinking about, overnight whenever it gets really fucking cold and nobody's going to be using any water or anything, going ahead and shutting the water off to the house and then opening up all the at least a couple of valves. God damn it. Fucking Lawrence, I'll tell you what, they got red lights out here all over the place. I can see the highway that I want to be on. It's right there. And I got probably 18 fucking stoplights I got to go through before I can get there and then actually get some speed going. Stopping at every fucking traffic light is really annoying. Last night I also was lucky enough to catch the back road friends, and yeah, I was on the back road. I watched the Broken Wing Nuts. Well, I watched that one live, and then I hopped on the damn back road friends podcast. I was over there talking about fucking drinking piss jugs and pornos. So go check that out if you're interested. We had a nice little conversation. I always like talking to those guys. It's nice to not be serious about nothing ever, so it's pretty fun. Other than that, I think I'm gonna let you guys go for right now, and I'm gonna hop back on uh, closer to the end of the day because I feel like there's a lot of shit that can still happen. A lot can still happen. So I'll be back, man. Man, I don't know if this is gonna be a totally different tone from earlier, but holy shit! When I said, something might happen between then and now, I did not know that this is what was going to happen. Where I've been here for 2.5 hours. No, 2 hours. Which is fine because I was here for 2.5 hours yesterday. So I'm already ahead. Things are looking up. But I would have been gone. Well, I don't know if I'd have been gone, but I've been if things were working out the way they were supposed to work out, I would have been a lot less stressed about things. But let me just tell you about it. I get out here into Tulsa. I get to my location. I call the lady, and then she wants to do everything different than what it was yesterday. Because yesterday she said, pull in, go up to the scale, and they'll take care of you. Today, she said, pull in, walk in the office, turn in your paperwork, then go, wait, and then somebody will come get you, and then you got to get on the scale and weigh it and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, God. I was like, yesterday was totally different. Just, do you remember yesterday? She's like, well, today's a different day. I'm like, all right, well, I'll do it differently then. Um, which that really was just like a little snippet of excitement. Uh, I got out and I went over there, and then the guy was like, "Hey, I didn't know you were in a double rail." I'm like, "Oh, okay. What gave it away?" Um, he's like, "You go ahead and just drop it right here, and I'll grab it, and then then I'll dump it and weigh it and everything like we did yesterday." I said, "Wonderful." And then he walks off. I get in my, I go through and get all my straps undone, and I get it to where I can go ahead and move the box. I have on the double rail, you have a transfer winch and you have a main winch. And the transfer winch does the front 50% of the trailer, and the main winch does the rear 50%. So if you're gonna dump, you use the main winch. Sorry, there's a lady trying to cross the road here. I'll stop for you. My transfer winch snapped. You heard it? If you know anything about double rails, you know that is not good. I mean, any winch snapping is not good, but at least if the main winch snapped, that shit's coming down. It's already on the ground. It's a loud, big noise, but at least it's gone. At least everything exciting happens in about 5 seconds, and then uh, then you just got to answer. You're like, well, the fucking winch snapped, and there's not really much you can do. You can inspect the winches and stuff, which I do, and the transfer winch gets inspected probably the most. Well, you motherfuckers. So I'm gonna have to pull out in front of somebody. If y'all are gonna spread out like this, somebody getting cut the fuck off, like this silver SUV here. Speed limit's 35, not fucking 55. I just said the same shit yesterday, didn't I? Anyways, I'm moving the box back, and then the transfer winch snaps, and I'm on completely level ground, at least front to back. I'm a little crooked sideways, but that doesn't matter. Uh, I mean, you're supposed to be completely level, but when you're at this place and there ain't no fucking level spots anywhere, you take what you get, and that's what I had, and everything was working out. But then that fucking winch snapped, so now the box will not move forward or reverse. It is only moved a foot backwards. So now I'm like, oh fuck. So I call up the mechanic to see if he had any, like, if, because I mean, I've messed with the double rail a lot. Actually, no, they had the double rail when I got hired on. So somebody had already ran the, and we're back. Um, so I called a couple people at my work to see if they knew it, if they had any bright ideas for me, because I mean, I already had my own ideas, but I didn't know if maybe there was something else. I don't know. And maybe I just wanted to, I was like, oh shit, I need to call somebody, you know. Um, which I did. Sorry, I got to keep my eye out because I'm driving. You hear me driving? That's good. Uh, so I ended up contacting the people that that work at the place that I was at. I said, hey, I broke my winch. Do you have a chain? And if we could, they have a couple of excavators sitting there. So I'm like, hey, if you have a chain and an excavator, I can get this fucking thing off. Easy peasy. I just need somebody to push it backwards until I can hook up the main winch. because the main winch is laying underneath everything, and there's no possible way to get to it. And I have seen people do some. I don't know what they do, but I've seen people do something with it to where they can work it, but that was not in my cards. Uh, they said, "Well, let us deliberate. We don't have any chains. We don't have anything like that." I said, "Okay." And then I called up. We have an office out here in Tulsa. I called them up. I said, "Hey, somebody bring me a chain, please. Here I am. I'm right here in Tulsa. I'm 13 minutes away from your shop." And they said, "We'll be there in 30 minutes." I said, "All right." Ended up, we grabbed, or they have a wheel loader with a bucket on it. They're like, "We'll just push it." And I'm like, "All right, yeah, yeah. Let's do that." I didn't really, that wasn't my first choice of what to do, but they're like, "We'll just put our wheel loader on it and push it." But the rails are a little bit fuckered up, so it the rails on the bottom of the box are fucked up, and they are catching on all the roller wheels that I have on the trailer. So, man, people are driving like maniacs out here today. Oh, and yeah, there's a impending storm coming, and I'm like, "Oh, fuck me," because I don't know. I just thought that I didn't think I was going to be stuck out here, but I definitely had a problem, and I had to get it solved before I could leave. And they were fine with me. Damn, they got the police going crazy out here too. Anyways, they pushed it. Everything worked out. I had to raise the bed up a little bit to get it to pop off. It was getting stuck on the rollers and shit. Are you pulling that guy? Is that guy supposed to be pulling over? Who is that? What are you doing over there, you stinky bitch? I, People that don't pull over for police officers, I think, is so funny. I've never had a police officer sneak up behind me, especially like if they're headed to some other call. Anyways, we got it off. We got it done. I had a whole lot of people watching as we were doing it. I was not running the equipment. There was this other guy, and he's an okay guy, but he did a good steady job at running the loader. But I was like, there's a different guy, the old head from the place was standing next to me, and he was like he's scared up there. I'm like, yeah, I wish you were in there running this fucking thing, dude. Because I don't know. Luckily, he didn't hit my trailer. He didn't fuck up the box at all. Like everything ended up perfectly fine. And instead of me dumping it and returning back to Kansas City with the empty box, I'm just headed back completely empty. I'm just taking the broken double rail, and they were like, "Oh, you can't use. You have to use the double rail today because we have plans for the double rail all next week." Well, look, there's a guy. That was that. I don't know if that guy belonged to us or not. But well, now the double rail is completely down, and I don't know when they're going to be able to get it hooked back up and ready to go because that transfer winch. So I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but I think there's the two winches on the double rail. The main winch is going to be replaced probably 10 times before you replace one transfer winch cable. Because the transfer winch cable usually isn't going to have a whole lot of stress on it. It's a much smaller cable. So, I don't know. The mechanic was not happy when I told him that it broke because he's like, "Fuck, dude, do you know how long it's going to take or how hard it is to change that one. I'm like, I have no idea. No idea, bud. But yeah, it wasn't even really show. I mean, obviously, it was probably showing some sign of stress, but I mean, they're covered in fucking rust and all kinds of bullshit, and you're not going to replace them every time they get a little bit rusty, you know, because we'd be replacing these cables all the fucking time. If you don't oil down the chain and keep it oiled its entire life, like, yeah, but it was definitely not frayed or like coming apart or anything. It was just because I used that today. If I noticed that that was a little bit frayed, I would have said something. I grabbed that winch and yeah. So, anyways, lesson. Did I learn a lesson today? I don't know, but it's gonna be different every time. But just glad I'm headed home. It's a 4-hour drive. Well, it's going to be a little bit longer than that because I'm going to go a little bit longer way home because I took 169 because I was coming out of Lawrence. I took 169 all the way out here, and I wanted to fucking kill everybody on the road. Not really, but it was very annoying because this is a two lane road the entire way. There's a couple of passing lanes. Uh, it's loaded with DOT, and it's just a pain in the ass. So I was stuck doing 63 miles an hour for most of my trip. The speed limit's 65, but I'm like running against the clock, and it just makes you that much more stressed out whenever you're like, dude, if you would just go a little fucking faster, I'd feel a lot better about myself. So eventually I got past him, but then I hit fucking, I'm hauling has. I hit a railroad track. I had to fucking stop at the railroad. There are 3 railroad tracks. I had to stop at them all. So all the people that I, spent most of my trip behind and then finally got to pass them, they all passed me because I had to stop at 3 fucking railroad tracks. And then I was behind even slower people behind them. Fucking bullshit, man. So, anyways, I'm not taking 169 home. Fuck that shit. Fuck 169. It's a piece of shit highway. Fuck that place. I'm taking 69. Not 160. Take a regular 69. You know how I like it. Upside down, turned around, a little lightheaded. Um. Anyways, that's what I've been dealing with today. So then I had the transfer winch cable. It's loose as a goose. It's broke. So I got the end that still had the hook attached. I set it up front and shoved it in a spot where it shouldn't come out. And then the other end, that's all frayed and fucked. I lifted my bed up and I set the cable down underneath it, and then I set the bed down on it. So that motherfucker ain't going nowhere. It's nice and secure. And so I got injured on the job a long time ago, probably like 2 years ago. And don't be coming over anymore, bitch. I got a hematoma on my tailbone, and yesterday uh, it was hurting a lot. And I can't really tell if there's any damage going on down there, but it's on the tip of my tailbone, right at the top of my ass crack, and it has been bothering me all day today. Because so my pants, your belt loop on your pants, where you put your belt through. I have some pants. All my work pants have a belt loop where it's all folded up and everything. It's like a big knot, and it goes right where right on my fucking tailbone. I mean, my pants do ride a little bit low, But that little knot is right where my fucking hematoma is, and it's really annoying. I have some pants at home that instead of having that one in the very center, it's got two off to the side. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I need to modify my jeans or something, because this is ridiculous. And this is, I mean, and even the doctor said it might come back. So I don't know. And then if it does come back and it is as painful and debilitating as the last one was, uh, that's an extended, that injury stems from my main injury that was caused at work, that was paid for by work. So I don't know how far I should push it, but I think I got injured at work. I was healed, but it's back to doing the same fucking thing, you know? So should I pursue it through my work? Should I tell them they got to pay for it? You know, this injury that I have that might never go away, you guys have to pay for it forever. They're not going to like that. But I also don't like having a fucking hurt tailbone. There's a lot of nerve endings down there, so it's so sensitive. I don't know. I think I'm going to try to go home and lay on my belly a little bit, let it, maybe put an ice pack back there. I don't know. Holy shit. You know, because I'm driving a truck and I'm hitting all these fucking bumps. That's another thing. 169 is a rough fucking road. Not fun to bounce on your fucking tailbone, that whole fucking road. So, I don't know. I usually would stop at this quick trip right here, but I think I'm going to keep going. I think I can manage. I did stop once. What the hell? Oh, my Fitbit says I did 10,000 steps today. I think that's completely wrong. I've been sitting on my ass all day in the truck driving. No, I stopped at this little gas station or little truck stop, and I had to get fuel. And I was like, well, let me run inside, because I only had time to make one stop. So that was my stop, and I had to run in. And I was like, I wonder if they have any breakfast food. It was 10 o'clock in the morning. Go inside. They have Mexican bowls. Like they had a chicken one, a steak one, and a beef one. They were hot and ready to go, and I was like, I don't really want this. They also had some biscuits and gravy that looks like they had been sitting there for a while. So I was like, I'm not eating those biscuits and gravy. So I ended up grabbing the beef bowl. God damn, it's like I need to pull over and take my pants off. I feel like if I took my pants off, I'd feel better. And then maybe instead of me trying to pull my pants up super high, maybe I need to just pull my pants down. I'm going to be sitting in this truck for a long time, so I could pull my pants down. Not too far, just to get that fucking belt loop away from my fucking ass crack. So annoying. I'm going through this construction zone. It's bumpy. Son of a bitch. Well, uh, the weather is, so it's a lot warmer down here in Tulsa than it was up in Kansas City. It's been about 28 degrees since I got down here. I was rolling with the windows halfway down. earlier. Oh, they just got cops sitting. I guess they're waiting for the winter weather to start doing what it does. So they're just kind of hanging out, making sure people go slow, and if there is an accident or something, they can get that shit cleared, because it's going to be a bitch to do that shit later. Anyways, I don't even remember what I was talking about. I don't need to know what I was talking about, I guess. Success? Is today a successful day? Uh, it's more of a success than a failure, I think. It's way more of a success. I thought I didn't think I was going to be able to get out here and even get going, because the trailer was fucked up this morning. And then I got it going, and then I got the box picked up, and I hauled ass, held my piss and everything, got all the way down here, and got the box unloaded. The only thing I didn't do is I'm not bringing the box back home, and the double rail is fucked for a week or so now. So, in terms for my job, success. In terms for the overall aspect of what everybody is going to look at, they're going to say, you fucked it up. You fucked it up. You fucked up all the jobs next week. Sorry. The fucking winch cable snapped. I don't know. If it didn't snap on me, it was going to snap on them. So, who's better to deal with a problem like that than me? All right. Try to pull the pants down. My pants are way down. A lot better. Oh, gosh. All right, well, if I don't remember, I'm going to try to come back for another like 10, 15 minutes at the end. I'll be back. If I'm not, sorry.